Now, your average house would have bookshelves. Well, these days they do it all online and on computers, apparently. So I'm going to build them a bookshelf, but not for their imaginary books that they don't have, for their plants. And I'm using pine. It's slightly thicker and slightly more expensive. To create a bit of a feature, I'm using 3 back supports that I'm just making parallel with a tape measure. When you're cutting timber and the offcut is quite big and heavy, as you cut through it, it's going to fall off the edge of the table. It's going to cause damage to your timber, and it could also damage your saw. So a great way to do it if you're on your own, you don't have someone to hold it, is with a couple of offcuts underneath, but close enough to the joint so when it falls, when it's cut, it falls like this, so it doesn't jam in on your blade. You can do a nice, easy cut. Well, I've cut the tops and I've spaced them out again, and I've made my base. It's just 2 of the offcuts with 2 pleats underneath, and it's gonna sit screwed from behind onto this. So, and I'm just lining it up at the bottom now. It's a 2-man job. Can you just hold that there like that?
Sure thing.
Just like that. That's it. Don't move, it won't hurt a bit. Now, at the moment, you're looking at the back of this plant shelf, so it doesn't matter that you can see the stickers and the screws or any pencil marks, because it'll be up against the wall. What I'm doing is actually spacing out the plants. This one here's Tenanthe. Cracking into a plant will go under pretty low light and still look really good. It's got that variegated leaf, the beautiful aubergine on the underside. And if I space it out, give about 100 mil of space, and then I can put a shelf through here, but I also need to take into account I'm using a slightly larger pot, so I need to add about 50 mil for that as well. That moves the shelf up to about here. I'll put my pencil marks in, screw from the back, and it doesn't matter how rough I am. Now, structurally, you are limited by the strength of the screws. So I'm putting 3 in the back of each one. They're 75 mil long, so by the time they go through the 20 mil, they're into the other one, 55. It's strong enough to hold a couple of plants, but it wouldn't go climbing on it. So that shelf goes through all 3 of the uprights, which gives me my structural strength. Now I can put some little short ones in. I'm gonna put one down here somewhere, and another one up the top. See how it looks. That looks pretty cool. Now, even if you didn't want to put your plants on it, this would make a pretty handy bookshelf for those dinosaur things that we used to look at. I reckon I can see encyclopedias stacked up there. Kids, if you don't know what encyclopedias are, go and Google search it. How good does it look? Now, if you're not sure about what indoor plants will work at your place, you can always ask your local nursery. You get inspiration from magazines, you'll see heaps of pretty pictures, or ask your nan, because the last time indoor plants were cool, she was your age.